Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well, and welcome to part 4 of the Skyline R32 project. During this video, we'll be building the RB26 engine.
Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well, and thank you for tuning into Moose Motion. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed the content, comment below what you think, share with your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new, and be sure you have your post notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new content. Anyway, thank you for your support, it's highly appreciated.
So personally, the way I like to start most of my clay engines is basically by making the crankcase, which is basically just a large cylindrical sphere, and then you can add on your various, other big block parts, then, slowly shape it together and add small details as you go along. Now, it's also important to keep things to a certain size limit, so that way you don't have any future problems with making things fit under the hood and inside the engine bay. Not only that, it gives you a good approximation on what to base all your parts off of. That way it saves you a lot of time and energy on having to measure things later on, such as, where the pistons would be going if there were any, which is basically the part we're adding onto the little crankcase now. And these will be your two main parts of the actual engine. So once you shape those together, you can basically start adding on smaller details and components later on to make it, look more like an RB26 as opposed to a big block of clay, which will be shown later on during the video process once the engine block is essentially gone through 1 or 2 stages of oven baking. That way you can actually add on those small details without worrying about smushing your previous small details. We'll also be working on the engine bay a bit, adding some shock tower mounts as well as some other mechanical components just to make sure everything's going to fit nice and well when we go to, attach everything to the actual car once there's a little bit more bodywork done to it. And personally, this can be a bit of a tedious process for any of those who are perhaps trying to make their own little clay cars out there. Making full-scale, detailed engines isn't exactly the easiest thing. However, personally, I find it one of the most satisfying parts because, I'm a bit of a car nerd and I love, engines and various other mechanical components, so it's quite a lot of fun doing the research for these cars and learning how it kind of all fits together, even if it's only on a small scale, building it out of clay. I still think it's pretty cool because, there's not too many people in the world that are doing this sort of thing. As far as my knowledge is, there's only a few, which is, I'm one of 2. Not exactly the largest of niches, however, I think it's personally pretty cool, and hopefully it has influenced a couple people out there to make their own little clay projects. I know there's a Spino and various other things, so it's definitely paid off in that reward, so hopefully I can inspire a few other young people, as well as perhaps older people, to get into this sort of hobby, because, it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of satisfaction seeing your creations come to life, especially during the animation process. And by chance, if you're new here, be sure to go check out the links in the post description. That way you can check up on the rest of the Skyline build, as well as find a few of my other car animations, as well as other cartoons. And by chance, if you enjoy the content and you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button, perhaps a few thumbs up as well, to let me know you appreciate my hard work. Leave a comment below what you think of the projects, as well as be sure to have your post notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos that I upload. Or even perhaps share a couple of the videos so that way you can help grow the community here. Now, in the past, I used to have a little timestamp challenge for people to keep an eye open for Milton the Moose, which I unfortunately have been kind of neglecting lately. However, with this video, I decided to actually remember it this time. So be sure to keep your eyes peeled for Milton the Moose, and if you're the first to spot him and timestamp correctly when he shows up during the video, you will have your comment pinned at the top of the comment section. And for those of you who are perhaps new here, Milton the Moose is essentially the little mascot in, the profile picture. So he's pretty easy to spot. He kind of is a goofy looking character in comparison to the other little clay guys that will be showing up later on, as well as the cars in the background. At any rate, that's enough for me at the moment. I will talk to you towards the end of the video.
What's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind. Flying, get on board. We're sailing on top of the world. Flying, get on board. We're sailing
Hello again, my dear viewers, and thank you for sticking around to the very end of part 4 of the Skyline build process, where we built the little RB26 engine. Now, I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of a difficult engine to make, pretty much along the same levels as the little AE86 motor back there, mainly because it's so small. Personally, V8s are a little easier to make, mainly due to their massive size most of the time. Makes life just a little bit easier to work with. Not to mention adding turbos and, well, turbo plumbing and components. It does require a lot more effort than, well, keeping an NA or a supercharger, so to speak, because basically you have to keep everything under the hood at that point. Well, you don't necessarily have to, but it's the way things generally are traditionally done, and the way I'd like the car to look in the end. But as you can see, we pretty much got all the tiny mechanical components done, like the pulleys, intake, throttle body, and various other little things. We'll add some wiring and various other small components later on, as well as some paint that will definitely make it pop and look more like the engine. For now, it's just kind of in its raw state. We'll also get the intercooler and stuff like that in there next time, and probably do a little bit of body work, as well as doing that dreaded plumbing for those turbos. Any rate, you've made it this far in the video. Be sure to like, comment what you think below of the project, share with your friends, and perhaps consider subscribing if you're new. Anyway, that's enough from me. Till next time, take it easy.